Duncan, finally.
6-2. People might have been saying, why did he take a timeout that early? Because he knows his team as Duncan.
The line by Duncan. Ginobili gives it right back. Medvedenko now defending on Duncan, who goes glass in the fourth. Duncan, yes. So Tim Duncan, who has been very quiet in the second half. Now
And Ginobili gets the steal, and that's something he's very adept at doing. And then Parker gets it underneath, and Duncan gets fouled.
It penetrates to the basket.
Duncan, long chances. It was amazing. Duncan going to the basket. Parker. Duncan. And they're going to call it on Shaq.
We thought defense is what's been their staple all year.
Lower the score, better their chances. They led the league along with Detroit in scoring defense, and a foul underneath. Duncan got surrounded.
Yeah,
might be on Shaq. It is 4.
The bad news.
Duncan off the glass. That good. In terms of selection. Duncan off the glass. To Duncan. He gets doubled. Shaq all over him. He gets away, a fadeaway. He makes it with 4:10 left. Unbelievable.
recover. Duncan with a shot clock down to 3.
There's nothing more confidence building than a game-winning shot. Fisher thinks he can make everything now.
Duncan getting a good position. It counts and the foul. What a move by Tim Duncan. And he'll head to the line. The foul on Shaq, his first.
So perhaps abandoning the pick and rolls. They're going right in the hole with Tim Duncan, putting the pressure on Shaquille O'Neal. You can see the hit and the contact right there.
A second foul late in the first. Duncan going glass.
Come on and double team quick. Don't let this big guy shoot it over the top.
Point. Spurs led by 6. Duncan getting the step. Nice move by Tim Duncan. His first field goal since the early moments in the second quarter.
And the moments that
Duncan. Nice move. Tim Duncan going right at Shaquille O'Neal.
This is Parker with Devin George on him at the outset. Duncan from the baseline, missing everything. Bowen then misses everything. There's a 24.
The Spurs have decided that they're going to front Shaquille O'Neal. You know, the old school thought is that you couldn't do it. The Spurs have gotten away with it for 2 games. I think you're going to see more lobs to Shaq in this game.
And Parker's first 4.
Number 1, it makes Tony Parker play defense on the post. Number 2, they have to help, which will open up the other shooters.
Bryant hitting a 3-pointer. He took only 1 3-point shot in game 2. Here's Turkoglu inside the arc.
They've had a lot of unforced turnovers, but I don't think we're giving enough credit to the Spurs defense.
Case in point right there, created by Parker. Here's Duncan's 6 points. Shaq is 4 for 4. Malone on Duncan. Turkoglu. In the opening quarter than they did in the entire opening quarter in game 1 when they were down by 7, 21-14. They only had 17 in the second game in the first quarter. Now with 6 points. Malone, can he hold it? He can. And here comes Payton right into our table. Everything goes down. Coffee, cameras, and all of the rest. But the Lakers are men on a mission in this first quarter.
Well, they really are. I mean, look at the effort by everyone. Devin George, Karl Malone jumping over tables. Gary Payton running into the scorer's table.
Comes back. San Antonio cold after a pretty good start. Duncan didn't score in the period.
He may not score. He's going to make sure his teammates score. He gets everyone involved from his position.
He's 0 for 2 today. Bounce pass, an errant one, stolen by Malone. Quickly to Bryant. Rushes on Parker. Duncan still has not scored today. And falls down.
Again, Karl Malone pulling the chair.
Yep. off the bench because Ginobili has 9 and Brown has 8.
But you can feel the energy going away from this game a little bit, and that's advantage to the Spurs.
Duncan missing again. Duncan is now 0 for 5. The Spurs have not gotten to the foul line on their own, apart from those technicals, at all today. And it just gets, I mean, look, everybody's always talking about things getting blown out of proportion. That was. Here's Duncan.
I would be surprised if we saw Tim Duncan again in this game.
San Antonio today, 22.
I just checked on the status of Tim Duncan, so whether or not he comes back in has nothing to do with his knee. They say that his knee is just fine, Doc and Al. They don't even have an ice pack on it, so it shouldn't be affected the rest of the series, at least at this point. Back to you.
And Malone, a quiet 11.
Quiet 11, but efficient. And Malone should get credit for his defense on Tim Duncan. Got a couple of swipes, pulled the cheer out of him. The bottom line is the Lakers play with more energy.
Out at the 4-minute mark, gave him a great rest. He came in and was terrific the rest of the way.
Tony Parker, who was outplayed on Sunday by Gary Payton after Parker had 2 exceptional games in San Antonio. Here's Duncan looking to put a move on Malone. Bryant over to help. Shot clock down to 2, down to 1. Duncan had to force it. Rebounded.
He slipped and fell, regained his balance. Then he knew his job was to drive past him and create a shot for a teammate.
Once again, they double up on Duncan. Payton comes over again. They get the ball out of the hands of Duncan. Bowen going high. Duncan very quiet. Game 3 on Sunday. Just 4 of 14. He had 10 points. He averaged 27 over the first 2 games. Shot 65%. He
had never cleared through. He was just waiting in Duncan's lap to steal the basketball.
Payton moving over to help on the double. Payton with the strip. Here comes Bryant.
Huge difference for the Lakers and for Tim Duncan when Slava Medvedenko comes out and Karl Malone comes in to play defense against Tim Duncan. First thing he does is he uses the arm bar to keep him off balance. Watch him drop forward all of a sudden. Then he pulls the chair out from under him. As he starts to dribble it, he loses his balance coming back, and that's what allows the guards to get their hands in and strip him. Watch, arm bar, knock him off balance. Now break contact. Now he stumbles backwards. That's when he gets stripped.
And when you look at green roll, more dribble penetration from Kobe. Spurs struggle with that. They can pinch that triangle.
The other thing is they're using up so much time getting the ball up the court. That might be the reason why they've gotten away from the triangle. Takes a little more time to run.
Lakers now within 5. Manu Ginobili back on the floor, played by Devin George. Turkoglu for 3. Kept alive by...
Couldn't find the handle, and that allowed the extra time when Shaq got involved.
Duncan, yes. Tim Duncan, or meeting. There was no screaming, he said. We just had to talk and sort it out. 5-point San Antonio lead. Duncan tried to go blast, did not have the proper angle, and a loose ball foul on the Lakers. Second on Shaq.
And I think what Tim Duncan is talking to Tommy Washington right now is how much is a push and how much can he get away with, but he's leaning on him here, and what's a foul and what's not. He's reaching in, and that the post play is so difficult to referee. Mike, you got
Evan Brown coming off a strong game, but yet to attempt a shot here tonight. Now Parker open for 3, rebounded by Duncan and then slapped away. Last touch by the Lakers.
Karl Malone had only 8 points, but Mike and I were talking in between the timeout in that period how vital he was. His defense, his passing, the intangibles he brings. He is the glue to this team. When they're functioning well, he's the guy that sort of makes it all work for them.
6 assists, 6 rebounds for Malone in the 4th. Ginobili.
Where is Tim Duncan? He's not getting any touches, Mike. They're totally going away from him.
Now, they raved about Lavadori during training camp. They raved about him during the season, about how well, how good he was playing. But now is the time when they need him to.
So rapid. The series is even at 2. The Los Angeles Lakers winning both games here at home.
Inside now to Duncan. He's guarded by Malone. Shoots over Karl and gets the
shots, because then Tim Duncan has to stay home.
Malone gets another rebound here.
Minutes coming into this game. 9 field goal attempts, all threes.
Here's Duncan off the glass. George by with a fourth one possible. Duncan gets doubled, and George with the steal created off the double team, and then Bryant has it knocked away from his grasp.
Shot that then gets the ball deep.
Duncan picked up the garbage and couldn't make it pay off. 2-point game.
Double.
And if people don't, would have been 3. Duncan with a rebound. And Rush steals the pass on the outside. Parker now. Inside to Duncan over Malone.
Too quick. That's the second time Tim Duncan has caught the ball and went quick. He is such a patient player. You watch him every practice shooting 3 after 3 after 3 because that's the shot he knows he's going to get. And now he makes a big one. Derek Fisher, the king flopper, may have just gotten another one.
He did.
I think it was a great call, number 1. He was there, but he was falling before Duncan hit him. I mean, Derek always get there. You know, he takes the hit, and it was an excellent call.
Duncan.
Yep, he traveled.
And he traveled, yep.
Karl Malone, once again, has pulled the chair and made Duncan lose his balance. He's done it at least once a game.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. You can count on it.
Doing other things, and finally on turnovers, he said those are the result of bad decisions. We've got to make better decisions here in the second half, guys.
All right, Michelle, 9 of those 10 turnovers came in the second quarter, and Tim Duncan gets them on the board first here. It's only his 3rd shot of the game. I'm trying to figure out what compelled to get him down there that fast.
See, now
yeah, but George reached in and got flexed.
Yeah, and you know, the problem there was Tim Duncan had already lost the ball. So in my mind, it was already a free ball.
Single-handedly getting them back into the game. Double-handed, I suppose. Duncan was tripled. Then Parker goes through the forest.
Parker, again, has to take the shot. I'm saying this with his team. Guys, don't settle. Keep attacking the basket, and good things will happen.
Duncan with only 2 points. And who would have figured a comeback of this magnitude and the big man with just a deuce. They get it to Fisher. He scores! Derek Fisher scores! And changing shots in the last 0.4 of a second. You know, at the risk of being a shill, now I know why they say, we love this game.
We love this game.
It's just unbelievable. Here's Michelle.
All right, I'm with Shaquille O'Neal because everybody else ran into the locker room. Can you describe those last 0.4, of a second, whatever you're going to call that fraction?
One lucky shot deserves another. Tim Duncan hit a great shot. He was falling.
The Lakers have been all over Tim Duncan, although he would like to get more shots off. He would, but I think Karl Malone deserves some credit here. Remember games 3 and 4, he played with Duncan a lot down on the post, pulling the chair out from behind him, knocking him around a little bit, stripping him of the ball. So I think Malone has Duncan off balance, which has forced Tim out of his comfort zone. He's playing more on the perimeter now than he did in the regular season. Game Duncan off the double. Took one up. Comes Payton. George cheating over to help out on Duncan. Here is Duncan. Yes.
To get his confidence back. That time, another bad looking jumper. He's 3% for the last game. Steal by the way.
Alden sent him to the line. Instead, he turns, makes the jump forward, turns it into a one-point game. Lakers 5, Spurs 2. Duncan, 5 on the shot clock, gives it up. Parker shoots the 3. Was met by O'Neal. Here's Bowen. Check off by Duncan will not count. Foul is called on Duncan. That's his second.
They certainly don't need this to happen to him. Tim Duncan picking up 2 quick fouls, but it looked like Parker may have had an open layup. Instead, he elects to kick out the ball. Underneath, you see Duncan, a little shove. Karl Malone, one of the best at acting it out, making it look like it's more severe than it really might be.
And guys, we play very key. George being one of them, Ori, Brown, guys who are going to be open for looks because both teams are clogging the lane.
Only a 1-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Terminal for 3. Surrounded, able to take it to the rim. Duncan had it knocked out of his hands, and it will be Laker ball.
Someone just 3 for 5, but with Shaq out of the game, I think he's probably getting himself ready for an explosion.
Kobe is now Malone back on Duncan with help. You see Payton coming over. So it opens up to Parker, but he's way off. 5 for the field. He had turned it in games 3 and 4 after struggling the first 2 games. Last touch by Ginobili.
Karl Malone anticipating where the pass is going to go. Karl Malone, veteran of so many years, understanding what to expect. Comes around, outside hand up, he's going to knock it away first, happens to knock it off Ginobili's body.
That's 8 rebounds for Tim Duncan. Kevin George coming over to help Duncan. How he rushed it.
Well, Malone again backing off of him, and Duncan can't feel his body, gets taken off balance.
Kevin Brown is back. Brown using the screen from Duncan, and they'll try to get him down low. Poor communication.
This thing, players are so anxious to put it down on the floor. That's like Gary Payton basically had a foul shot. That's the one he's got to make. He's going to be open in the second half. If he's in a scoring position, make him prove that he can make a free throw.
Duncan trying to go glass, rebounded by Bryant. Second team foul. Spurs have 3. Lakers lead by 1. Brown for 11 points. Last 25 minutes, 8 for 6 from the field. Duncan is 4 for 4 at the line. His last field goal, 2 minutes into the second quarter. And also has only 1 rebound in the second half. They have won the series, and 6 they advance to the Western Conference Final to face the winner between Sacramento and Minnesota.